The Blue Mansion on Garden Street is an example of Queen Anne architecture, one of many that remains in Bellingham's oldest neighborhoods. The name references the reign of a British monarch from the early 1700s, but the style itself dates back much farther than that, from the 1600s and even the late 1500s. The Queen Anne style was developed in Britain by Richard Norman Shaw in the mid-1800s, and reached American shores by 1875. 20 years later, people were building reflections of those same architectural trends right here on the West Coast. The Robert Morse house exemplifies several characteristics of this genre: its asymmetry, carving and elaborate motifs, and probably most distinctly, that polygonal tower. While it would be easy to assume that the world of the Morse house was completely different than ours today, there are some striking parallels. That era in the United States is referred to as the Gilded Age, one known for its capitalistic advances, big business partnerships, partisanship, and political crises. In those days, Hollywood's lens stayed away from racial conflict and labor strikes, and instead focused on the upper-class elite of the East Coast. The telephone, radio, and the rise of large newspapers meant that the world was more connected than ever before. With the passage of time and the transformation of a nation and a city comes the necessity of change. The self-trained Morse house architect Alfred Lee, a prominent figure in his time, ended up having to close his practice in 1907 as more and more professionally trained architects moved into the area. And his creation on Garden Street Hill saw changes too. The old multicolored exterior was painted black and then blue as it remains today. By the 1960s, the over 5,000 square foot home was subdivided into multiple units. Now located as a relic in a high-density residential zone, it's surrounded by apartment buildings and later built homes. And today, Garden Street is a prime location for university housing, and old homes from many eras now play host to the next generation. And that, my friends, was a small snippet of Bellingham history.